Hello everyone, welcome to Be Again Books. I'm Kathleen Maurer and I want to wish you a happy 4th of July weekend. I hope you're celebrating with someone, family, or enjoying a picnic or watching fireworks or just simply spending a quiet day at home. I hope it's a wonderful weekend filled with happy memories. Today, I want to share a little project that's perfect for occasions like this. Sometimes we don't have enough memories to fill an entire journal, but we still have a few special things we'd like to keep together. Maybe some photographs, a handwritten note, a ticket stub, a program, even just a pressed flower or a few thoughts. Instead of making a whole journal, why not just make a tiny memory keeper? I made this one for the 4th of July, but today I'm going to show you a softer summer picnic type version so you can see how easily this idea adapts to any special occasion. So I'm decorating mine with gingham and flowers and lace and all the things that remind me of a warm July day. But the construction itself can be used for almost any special occasion. You could make it for a birthday, a family reunion, a vacation, Christmas, a wedding, new baby, even just a simple afternoon with your grandchildren. It's just a quick little project that gives small but meaningful moments a beautiful place to live. So let me just show you what this is. It's just kind of a little tiny folio with room for pockets and pictures and things. So let's take a look at the 4th of July one. Now, I haven't put any ephemera or anything in because I wanted you just to see the construction and to be able to imagine how you might use it some other way. So this is a little journal, just a couple of pages, small, that you could write down, the event and how you felt or describe it some way. And then there's just a couple little pockets, places, here's a belly band, another little double pocket over here. And then it just folds up and ties closed. Just simple as can be. Yeah. And then you can just put this in a drawer and it will be there when you need it. Yeah, let's look at this one. Same idea. Just it's a simple ribbon closure. Yep, here's just a little. This one, I just used a single side paper on this one, but it just has these same few papers, room to tuck other things in. Let me show you how easy it is to make. I have made kind of a little directions. So let me hold this up to the camera. I'll do the top and then the bottom, and you can do a screenshot if you'd like. And then it's just kind of got some directions. It's got all the measurements, but we'll go through it. So let's talk about materials first. So you need 3 papers. You need a double-sided cover paper, whichever one you want to use. I think I'm going to use this dark calico. And by the way, the papers I'm using are from Carolyn's Musings on Etsy. These are her vintage calico kit papers. Just 20 different papers, all kinds of flowers and cute little ditzy prints from these memorable calicos. I just remember these from when I was young. So I've used a gingham and a couple of different calicos. Okay, so I've got one paper for the cover and one paper for the little mini booklet, and then I have just a plain piece of parchment paper that I'm going to use for my papers for the booklet. And then you need 30 inches about of ribbon for a closure. You need a needle and thread. Yes, we're gonna bind it, but it's so easy. Just a 3-hole pamphlet stitch. I'll show you how to do it. It's really easy. And I have my needle and thread here on this paper so that it doesn't get lost on my desk. And then you just need some various flat embellishments. And I've got some stickers, just some scraps and papers, labels. You will need some hole reinforcers for the closure, and then just some, photos and ephemera. Yeah, we'll talk about that in a bit when it's time. So let's kind of push that off to the side and we'll get started. It's not hard. You need to choose whichever paper you want for your cover, and then cut it lengthwise at 5.5 inches, and then save the smaller strip. Okay, so we've got, this is the cover, this is the strip. The next thing you need to do is to score the page. We're going to score it at 2 1/4. Let's see, I think I'll do it this side so I can see it better. 2 1/4. Yep. And you just need to fold that. Put the fold against the score. And now you need to score at 4 1/2. So let me get on my tippy toes so that I can read this. There's 4, there's 1/2. Okay, and then you can fold that over, and you can see there's just a little bit of room there. Okay, now I like to cut the corners around them, so I'm going to do that right now. Okay, so there's the basic cover already made. All right, now the little booklet paper, we need to cut it just in half across at 5 1/2. Okay, so now we've got the little booklet paper. We're going to save this along with this strip for later, and we're going to score this one just to make it easy to fold, but you don't have to score it. You could just fold it at 4 1/4. So these are just 8 1/2 by 11. And then again, I'm going to round the corners of the booklet. Now you can ink everything if you want. I'm not going to this time, but now I need to take the journaling paper, and again, we're going to cut it in half across the middle, and then we'll fold these 2 halves, and we just fold it into 4 pages. And I'm going to round the corners. Now I just need to put those pages together and insert it into the cover. But let me decide which I want. Do I want that, or do I want this one? Oh, I think I like this one. Yeah, I do. I think I'm going to put that on the outside. Okay, now we just need to put a couple of paper clips to hold this. And we're going to put it against this fold. And we're going to take our needle and thread. And we're just going to eyeball this. It's just not at all hard. We're going to try for the middle, poke it through. We're going to come up a ways. We're going to make a poke, but we're going to come back from the outside. We're going to skip the middle and just eyeball it about evenly. Poke it through again. And then we're going to come up again through that middle hole. That is the ultra simple 3-hole pamphlet stitch. Now we're just going to tie this string in a square knot, and then we're going to tie a bow and trim it down a little. Okay, so there is our little booklet made. How quick and cute, I think. Yeah. Okay, so now if you have directional paper for some reason, I would try not to, but if you do, just be sure that you've got it, going the right side up. Okay, so now, let me put this needle back. Okay, now we have this paper left. So we can start making pockets and tucks with this. So from this cover strip, I'm going to cut this in half at 5.5 again. That's going to give me 2 pieces, one for a pocket and one for a tag here on the front. Yeah, I think we'll use this. So here I'm going to cut off about 3/4 of an inch. I'm going to round the bottom corner, and I'm going to make a tag shape on the top. Let's get those those hole reinforcers. We're going to put one here. I think we'll just only need one. And then I'm going to glue here and here, but I'm going to put a tag on it first. I'm going to leave just a tiny bit of a margin around the edge. I just think that kind of makes it look good. Okay, And then on the inside, the other one, first of all, let's see. What do I want? What's on this side? Oh yeah, that would be very pretty. I think I'll go ahead and use that one on here. We'll round this corner and that corner, and we'll put a little divot. And then we'll glue this down on this far right flap. And we're just going to butt it up against the edge all the way around. I'm liking this. I really like these papers, so pretty. And I should mention that these measurements, to use these measurements, you need the full 8.5 by 11. So if your printer doesn't print without the edges, then you'll need to kind of reduce everything to accommodate trimming it down. You'll probably lose about between 1/4 and 1/2 inch. So there's that pocket. Okay, now we have this whole piece of paper that we can, make other tucks and pockets. I think I'd like to make an inside pocket here. Just a little tuck, so I think I'm just going to cut that at about 2 inches. I think that was 2.5. So now I will cut that off and round this corner and a bigger round on that corner, and then we'll make a tuck. Again, I'm going to leave just a tiny bit of a margin. I think that makes it look nice. Okay, so there's that. And then, what have we got here? I think we'll make a belly band first with a strip that will go down this way. Okay, this is 2.5. And then I am going to glue the top and the bottom. And we'll put it just there in the middle. Okay, now we can use a pocket across the bottom and maybe a pocket here. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I think we'll use that side here. And then we can't use that, so we'll have to use this. And we'll make a tuck on this side. Good. Okay, we're almost done. We've got the pockets, got the belly band, we've got the tag. Now we need the closure, and then we can embellish. So we've pretty much used all of our paper except this little bit right here. That's what we're going to use on the front, just to make a reinforcement. So we just need to fold it in half. And do I want the light blue, or do I want the light cream? I think since my ribbon is kind of whitish, I think we'll use the cream. And I'm going to round those corners. Put that in the middle, maybe just up slightly from the middle. Okay, and then we need hole reinforcers here. And then one on the back also. Okay, now you take the ribbon and you fold it so that it's about half again as long. So you would fold it in thirds. But from the fold, you want to bring it about half down. That's going to leave a longer end to wrap around. And then you just tie that lark's head knot. And then the longer one wraps all the way around. If you tuck it under, then you can tie a bow with this one. And it makes it nice and secure. Okay, so there's the closure. Okay, now, that was easy, wasn't it? Yeah, it was, it's fast. Okay, now let's just do a little embellishing. So we've got, let's just put our ephemera aside. I have some stickers. I have these cute little cutouts. I've got some fussy cuts. I like that right there on the top, but it's kind of big. So let's see. Whoops. That glue is sticky. Let's see how it looks on that belly band. I like it. Let's see what this big mushroom looks like. That's kind of pretty too. Yeah, I actually kind of like that. It's a little bit big. Let's see what this red, I like the red. Let's see what this red one looks like. I kind of like that. I think we'll do that. Okay, I'm going to slice this off on one side. Let's see if I can get that on the edge. Pretty good. Okay, and this stamp and this little label. Okay, I like that. Let's see, what about this inside? That's kind of pretty. This is just a little scrap of paper. Just to kind of put a layer behind this bird. I kind of think I want it a little bit more like it's flying inbound. I think this part of the book, the little journaling book, could be really cute with a picture over the top. Yeah. I like how that red goes with this red. Yeah, that's cute. Okay, now the back. What else have we got? Yeah, I like that. Okay. Got the glue volcano going there. Okay, and then finally on this other pocket, that doesn't have enough contrast. Let me see what I've got. Another label maybe. Cute. I like it. Okay, let's put some ephemera in it. I've got 3 pictures that look like it might be picnic. And I've got a recipe for donuts. Yeah, I think let's put the recipe there. Let's put kind of wide. Let's put a photo in there. Let's put these photos here in the front. And then we need just maybe another journaling paper, like folded paper. This is some pretty blue stationery. So I will just fold it. Will that fit? Yes. So I will fold it and then cut it down. I'm going to need to cut it about probably right there. Okay, that makes a nice little note paper. Just slides in there like that. There we go. So cute. So you can, if you want, fold it either way. With that on top, it kind of makes it interesting. Or you can fold it all the way closed. So there it is, this little memory keeper that's just the right size for one special event. I love projects like this because they remind me that not every memory has to become a full journal. Sometimes just one happy day tucked into a little folio with a few photographs and keepsakes is enough to bring those moments back whenever we open it again. So of course today I've used a summer picnic theme, but I hope you'll see all the possibilities. This little design would be lovely for all of the other occasions that I mentioned. It's really good for any occasion that's worth remembering. If you decide to make one, I'd love to hear what the plan is. Just leave me a comment below and tell me how you think this might be useful to you. Thanks so much for spending a little time with me today. If you enjoyed this project, I would appreciate it if you would give the video a thumbs up and subscribe if you happen to be new to the channel. We'd love to see you again. I will see you again with a new project. Bye-bye.